Just in case you're wondering, no, that's not my exhaust. That's just open headers. It kind of sounds like an LS swap. What's up, y'all? Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, I'm ready to get to work today. I got on my work jacket, got the hair all up because I don't feel like getting my hair all dirty. But as you can see, the weather is changing real fast too. All the leaves are on the ground and everything, so we don't have too much time left to get our cars done, or at least get the outside work we can done, because we're about to get snow in about a month. Which really sucks. I'm looking forward to moving down to Florida, but that probably won't happen for another year or so. So what we're going to be doing today is dropping the exhaust down, and we're going to basically be welding up a full custom exhaust. I say custom because we're still using all the stock tubing, and we're still using the resonators as well. But I replaced the catalytic converters with headers. That's already on the car. So I'm gonna be cutting out the stock muffler, because if you look at it, it's like a spaghetti of pipes that muffles the sound way too much. So these are nice. It's like a little 3-chamber system, and it's kind of crazy. I got these two mufflers for, I think, $7 a pop or $12 a pop. Advanced Auto is having, if you just look for random little parts like exhaust, I got a good deal on some Bondo and stuff, but these were marked down from like $50. You know, Thrush is actually a decent muffler, and these are like 50 bucks. I got these each for $12 a piece. So this one is a 2.5-inch one, I believe. I don't want to mix these up. They're both Thrush welded. I kind of wanted a turbo muffler because it had less restriction, but this is a 2.5 and this is a 2.7, or a 3-inch, I think, 3-inch muffler. So what we're going to be doing is taking the 2.5-inch, we're going to be putting that on, and got some chalk because the chalk is going to help us outline the exhaust. This is going to allow us to weld up the tubing and the muffler in basically the same orientation as the stock exhaust, so won't have any trouble lining up the tip, which I got this nice, like, I think it's a 4-inch tip. I'm not exactly sure. I kind of wish I got a little bit bigger of a tip, but I wanted to do a single exit. So yeah, gonna go take down the exhaust and gonna bring it in here and weld it up. So I just got the front section of the exhaust down, and here are the gaskets I was using. And as you can see, the exhaust is blowing right through those gaskets. So here's one. It's decent. A little blow through right there, already rusting right there. This one's not too bad, but this one, I mean, as you can see, it's already like burning and everything. You see exactly where the gaskets are escaping. So kind of knew this with these cheap gaskets that you get, and you can even, you probably can't see there, it won't focus, but there's a bunch of cracking in the side. So definitely going to be ordering some new gaskets. And I mean, I kind of expected that because when I started the car up, it did sound a bit leaky. But anyways, we're going to get the back of the exhaust down and into the garage. Okay, so we got the full exhaust off of the car, and what we have here is our nice looking Thrush muffler. Super lightweight, super nice, 2.5-inch inlet outlet, and it has a nice finish on it. Nice, it's like a silver paint, so looks like a raw aluminum kind of. What we're going to be doing is, I got this all outlined here with chalk all the way up to the resonators, and what I'm really shooting to use the stock hangers. Hopefully I'll be able to do that, but we're going to chop this off here, and we're going to chop off the Y section of this exhaust, like right here to here, and we're gonna try to put it up into here so we can use some of that tubing and match it up to that, and then I'll match that up to this nice exhaust tip. So already getting my greasy paws all over it. Probably shouldn't even put it on the ground, so I'm gonna leave that there for now. But first things first, we're gonna nip off that Y section. Here's that Y piece. And Jesus. So I'm gonna have fun welding this thing up. So I'll probably have to run to the store, grab some more discs and whatnot, so I can, which I accidentally made a little error cutting there, but probably can fill that with weld. Anyways, gonna have to get some new discs, probably some floppy discs and whatnot, and probably gonna cut it right around here because gotta match this up backwards. Gotta flip it around. Actually, this is the right way it goes, but gotta match these two up to these two. And then that will go to a section of this. We'll go to a section of this. We'll go to that. We'll go to a muffler tip. That's basically what we're doing. And the next step is to chop off this big old muffler.
Perfect.
So it's cold and I'm sweating. I don't know how that works, but I'm a big boy, so yeah. Cut that thing off. Seriously, this weighs like at least 30 pounds. And this new one's probably about 10, 15 pounds. So I don't know about weight reduction. I'm not into that whole I have the lightest car stuff, but it's definitely a little bit of weight reduction. So next, what we gotta do is basically that. Gotta chop these, meet up with these, and try to make it straight. So, gotta line this back up with my little chalk and see what we can do from there. So, I got everything lined up, and I think what's gonna have to happen is this. Whoops. It's gonna have to go a little like that. This is gonna have to just get shortened by maybe an inch or two, and then we'll use about an inch or two of this piping so I can make these two up at a decent I don't know, symmetry, I guess you could say. But I really don't like these welds, but I do think they're gonna hold up. They aren't gonna leak, and I don't have any floppy disks or anything like that, which really stinks. But what I'm gonna have to do is live with the welds here, at least for now. And I'm gonna have to chop here, made it up here. And then I'm gonna have to clean this side up, made it up here. Cause I really don't have much space right here. I probably have like 4 or 3 inches, maybe. And I don't want this thing to poke out too far out. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out. All right, so we got this little section. We got trimmed on each side. Trim this off because I mean you can see how ugly this is. There's no getting a clean weld or suction on something like that. Made it up to a beautiful muffler, so got rid of that. It also cuts down some of the length of the exhaust, so I'm pretty sure it's going to actually be almost perfect. As you can see, the traced outline with the chalk, it's pretty much going to be perfect to the stock exhaust. I'm probably going to have to elongate these hangers a little bit and see what I'm gonna have to do with those, but that will be a test fit process. And it's looking like this will just be scooted back a slight bit, so our nice looking tip will be sticking out a little bit more. No worries, probably preferable. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and set up the welder, and I'm gonna do these two ends right here because this is slightly wider than this one, and this is gonna have to get welded up here. And then this is going to have to get pushed in a little bit to get welded up here.
It was like super wedged to the side. I was getting a little worried. I had to shave a little off. So I just smacked it with a hammer a few times and it literally lined up perfectly. I didn't have to adjust it after that.
But look at this. Really couldn't have got it to line up any better than that. It is dang near flush. So So now we're just gonna throw some beads on it.
So we got our first Y section welded up, and here's how it looks.
Yeah, I know. Not the cleanest welds, whatever. That's how it goes when you're using a $100 welder and you don't have a floppy disk. So I can't even really clean them up that much. Just using an angle grinder. So from here, what I have to do is grab this. I have to weld that section up to the muffler, and then the muffler is going to get welded up to that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clean up this edge a little bit and yeah, get to welding.
Okay, so the tip, nice big angled tip. Basically why I'm doing this whole thing, I wanted a deeper sounding muffler and a nice single tip. But what's going to be interesting about getting this tip on is I'm going to need to get all of the grease and the dirt and the fingerprints off of this and keep them off while I'm welding this. So I think I'm going to tack these up, go ahead and throw some latex gloves on and tack these up so I don't get my fingerprints on them. Because if I were to just have fingerprints all over this and weld this up, what's going to happen is those little oils and dirt from my hands, it's going to get way hotter than the metal is, and it's going to boil basically, and it's going to etch its way into this, and you're going to basically have fingerprints and things on it for basically for forever. They'll etch away and they'll never come out. You'll never be able to polish this thing up all nice. So what I'm going to do, throw some latex gloves on, continue to get this cleaned off with a shop rag, and try to get this. So I'm trying to think, because this is going to be really difficult to get this straight. But I think if it's a little off, it won't matter too much. I don't know, I'm rambling. We're going to just attempt to go ahead and put this on. We're going to do tack welds for now. And then once we see that it's straight and everything, then we're going to go ahead and take the exhaust back down and weld it up completely. So it worked all through the night. Probably got it out of the garage at like 11, 12 at night, something like that. And can finally say that I am done. Here's the final product. We got the tip. Had to shorten this, going straight to the exhaust. And then I had to shorten both of these inlets and outlets, going to this Y pipe and then going to the double pipes all the way back. And we got the headers up in the front. So the only thing we have left to do is to throw some high heat paint. I'm going to probably tape off the tip like around here. There's all this spatter and stuff because I use MIG, so whatever. But got these custom hangers made up, and they're actually pretty nice, they're pretty sturdy. And they use a stock little nubs for each side, and that just goes right up to these, and then these bolt right up in the chassis. So really nice. I really hope they're going to hold up, because this is sort of thin metal, but I wanted it to be slightly more thin so it can bend a little bit and just have a little bit of give. So yeah, we're going to just throw some of that high heat paint on here, and then we're going to put everything up for about the 7th, 8th time.
Oh, I can't even cry right.
This exhaust has come down so many times, but I think we're done. So we're gonna put this up and get a startup. All right, so she's all dried up and wow, turned out real nice. This dries a kind of a matte chalkiest finish, but I mean, that's a pretty decent little custom little muffler setup for, I mean, literally just $100 welder. So hopefully I'll be able to get a new welder soon. This is the stuff I use. It's like Rust-Oleum high heat, and honestly I've ran it on the little part on the header because I had to replace a little section tubing, and it's worked great so far. So I think it's going to hold up real nice back here, protect all my welds. And I'm going to go over how much this full exhaust cost and why I say it's custom. I mean, there aren't really many 325i's or any BMWs regardless running this type of setup. Maybe there are, but how much this cost me was $12. The tip was about 25, I believe. So that is 37 right there. This little Y section was free. I got I robbed it off another exhaust tubing I had. It's a double pipe. This double pipe, I think it's 2 1/4 inch all the way back. One resonator right here, another resonator right there, and come up here. And you probably can't see it, but some headers. So headers were about $120, I believe, with shipping. So 120 plus 37 is 157. So I welded up a complete custom exhaust, and it only cost $157. So real cheap, cheaper than basically any options that you can get on eBay, anything like that. So just a little bit of work and a little bit of thinking, a little bit of time and dedication, and you can get a full custom exhaust for 150 bucks. So now finally it's time for what you all been probably waiting for, what you all probably came here for. It's a startup video, see how this thing sounds. Well, so I mean, it sounds pretty good. There's a really bad exhaust leak at the flange, and wow, I mean, here, I know you can hear it right there. I'm also gonna check the front. It sounds like, I mean, when it's at low idle, it doesn't really sound like it's leaking too bad, but yeah, it sounds super loud. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that much of a tone change. A whole lot of white smoke, but let's bring up to like 4,000. Actually sounds really good. So yeah, I mean, once I fix the little leaks here and there, I think this will be a really, really nice muffler or exhaust. I'm also going to put a burble tune in soon, so please stay tuned for that video. Go ahead and check out my other video where I put in the headers as well. So basically what I want to leave you with today is just keep working little by little at what you want. It doesn't matter how much you get done. Sometimes you'll get a whole lot done, sometimes you'll get a little bit done, but just keep working at your goal, and it's just going to come to you. I mean, if you keep working at it, the only thing you can do is keep achieving things that you want for your goal. Because I mean, if you stop working, then that's where your goal and your dreams and everything, they just stay dreams and they don't ever become reality. So I don't know if I'm rambling, jumbling, but I really appreciate you sticking along for the video, and please leave a like and subscribe.
That beat going crazy.